So Julio, how'd I do?
Fantastic, fantastic. Brothers embrace you, but I think more importantly, man, when you speak from your heart, you can't go wrong, and you did that today. And they were moved as you were moved, and it was clear. It was clear that something happened in that room when you see grown men cry. So thank you, Tom.
How's it feel when you go back in?
Kills me. Anytime I go back in, I've been out 10, 13 years now. Anytime I go back in, I sweat, my palms sweat, I get nauseous. At one point I thought, should I go back in? At one point I just felt it wasn't worth the hassle of going back in. And a friend of mine once said, if you ever lose that feeling, that's when you don't go back in. As long as I'm doing that affected me, that traumatized me, and I know that those men need me inside. And I need them.
Right. Why do you think they wouldn't let me in at the beginning?
There's always a problem when it comes to gate clearances and everything else, Tom. Usually anytime I bring a guest, I'm sure something's going to happen. So I usually try to be around. Who knows how the spirit works. For me is that, eventually you got in, and I think more importantly, it added so much to it because they can't keep out, this type of energy. I don't think any prison can hold out, what you're doing with the Few Good Men Project, and it just has to be told. And so it was an honor not only to have you in there, but for the men to understand that their stories are unique as well.
Can you explain a little bit about the discussion of the turning points and the guys talking about their mothers dying?
I think that was critical when you heard that discussion about, one man in particular. Well, a couple of them spoke about their mothers passing away, and I think what was so unique about it is, in prison you don't talk about those things. In prison you don't want to show yourself as being vulnerable. We just left a maximum security prison where 14 men showed their vulnerability, were able to say that they care about other people, were able to talk about the impact that their mother had on them when their mother passed away or grandmother passed away, and to cry. I mean, what a traumatic experience that you just were able to witness, to share, and be a part of, because not too many people will be ever able to capture that type of humanity from 14 men in one room as you were able to do today.
What do you think was the highlight in there beyond the stories about mothers crying?
I think the highlight is to know that they count. That a few good men isn't the police officer or the veteran or the person serving in Iraq. They understand that they too are part of this mass movement to be good fathers and to be good men. And I think that came across very clearly today, and how everyone echoed that sentiment, not only about being a father, but the turning point in their lives.